Hey guys, let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night with your mind racing with thoughts about everything that could go wrong? Well, you're not alone. Overthinking is something we all deal with, and it can feel like a heavy weight on our shoulders. So, what's going on in our heads when we overthink? Well, our brains are like supercomputers, always trying to solve problems, always ticking over, always thinking. But sometimes, especially when we're stressed or anxious, they take a wild detour. We start imagining worst case scenarios that often never happen if we think about it, right? It's like we're playing a movie in our heads, but it's a thriller instead of a comedy. But here's the thing. Why does this happen? Our brains have this built-in tendency to focus on the negative. It's part of how we've survived as a species, really. It's called negativity bias. But in our everyday lives, this can lead us to worry about things that aren't even real. So, what can we do about this? How can we tackle this? Like, there's a lots of things we can do, and I do encourage you to go out and do some of your own research. But here's some things that I found that work for me. First of all, we need to think about awareness. So when you catch yourself spiraling into these what if thoughts, just pause for a moment. It does take practice, but ask yourself if this thought is based on reality or just by imagination. More often than not, it's the latter. It's usually your imagination. Next is mindfulness. I talk about this a lot. I know it sounds fancy, I know it sounds strange, but it really just means being present. You can start small, try taking a few deep breaths or focusing on what's around you right now. This can help pull you back from those racing thoughts. Another great tool is journaling. Just grab a notebook and write down what's on your mind. No need for fancy language, just let it flow. Getting your thoughts out on paper can make them feel less overwhelming and help you see things more clearly. And here's an idea that you might think is fun: set aside some worry time. Pick a specific time each day, maybe 15 minutes or even 10 minutes, where you allow yourself to think about your worries. Once that time is up, try to move on with your day. It might sound silly, it might sound stupid, but it can keep those worries from popping up at random moments. And lastly, challenge your thoughts by thinking about what you tell a friend in the same situation. This little trick can shift your perspective and help you realize that not everything is as bad as it seems. So remember, overthinking happens to all of us, to everyone. It doesn't make you weak, it doesn't make you flawed. It's just part of being human. And with a little practice and with these tools in your back pocket, you'll find it easier to manage those racing thoughts and enjoy life more fully.